Welcome. I'm Jennifer Roig-Francolí, and today is day 5 of our creativity challenge. Today's topic is fear. Not an easy one. And if you've been following the challenge, you know that I have not planned these topics in advance, and they're just what speaks to me in the morning. So I don't know why this happened, but in the middle of the night, I woke up and there were noises in my house and I got scared. So part of it is because the weather has changed dramatically. All of a sudden this morning it's cold, and yesterday it was in the 90s. So I think actually it was just my house adjusting, but there was a really loud noise and I got scared. So when I woke up this morning, I was a little tight, I was a little tense, a little anxious, and it was obvious to me what today's topic was going to be. So let's talk about fear. And it's such a huge topic that I want to just give a broad overview of different types of fear that musicians have. If you're a professional, do you worry? Are you afraid of your career? If you are a soloist or you're touring, do you worry about maybe having a disastrous performance that could impact your career? If you are in an orchestra, maybe you have pain, and that might impact your sense of security in the orchestra. Or maybe if you're an amateur, you're afraid that your pain may prevent you from playing in a way that you wouldn't enjoy your music making anymore, or maybe you couldn't even play. So oftentimes fear is related to pain, but mostly there's psychological pain, and there's worry, there's anxiety. Do you have performance anxiety? Fear can be huge, or it can be very, very, very subtle. And we all have it to varying degrees and in various areas of our lives. So this challenge, the creativity challenge, is about getting creative in finding solutions to issues that are coming up in various areas of our lives, and also seeing how our habitual reactions to things are impacting our actual music making and our enjoyment of music. So if you look at the different areas of your life, whether you're a professional or an amateur, we all have our music making, we have our practicing, we have our professional career, whether it's in music or not. We have relationships, we have families, we have finances. And so I would suggest that today, if you want to follow the topic of the day, just keep it really, really simple. Just ask yourself, is there an area in my life where fear is getting in my way? And how is that impacting my music making? So if you're signed up for the email series that goes along with the creativity challenge, then I will be sending you, like every day, a series of questions just to stimulate your thinking, you can be musing on this topic, and you can apply it to your musical practice like I'm doing every day with my project. If you're not signed up for the email series, the link is here in this post, and you can do that. So what else did I want to say? Oh yes, here. Fear, just, sometimes there are huge fears that are unconscious that we're not even aware of. And so I suggest that you go really easy with this topic for the day, because we don't want to be triggering huge traumas in anybody. But we all have fears. And so if you just take a little baby step by asking yourself a little question, just to get curious about what might be under the surface, that's a way to start. I have something, if somebody really wants to get into this a little deeper, I have something called the Musician's Mindset Power Toolkit, which does ask you to look at your fears just a little bit on a daily basis in the context of developing a really positive and powerful mindset for your musical career. Again, it doesn't matter whether you're a professional or an amateur. I work with both. So you might be curious about the toolkit. You can ask me about that, or I can, after I finish this video, I can put the link up. And I just want to finish the video by saying that whatever fears we have, however they manifest, there's always a simple solution. And this may sound trite, but I mean it in a very, very serious way. There is a solution that it can bring you back to what's really, really important really quickly. And that is love. And it's mindfulness, it's being present to your actual experience in the moment. And what I teach my students, and I practice with myself constantly, is an Alexander etude. It's a primal Alexander etude called TheCyCle. So what you learn in TheCyCle, this 2-minute etude, is how to do something called constructive thinking. And when you're doing Alexander constructive thinking, basically you're stopping for a moment. You're just, no matter what crazy thoughts may be going on in your mind and whatever anxieties may be manifesting in your body or ruining your relationships or making your performances a disaster, no matter how the fears are showing up, you can stop for a moment and choose your reaction. You can choose how to respond to how the fear is showing up in your body. And you can do that in an instant. It's really, really simple, very easy to do. But you have to practice it, okay? And so the tool that I want to give you now, and many of you watching already know this, but TheCyCle, you can find it on YouTube. Just look up my name and TheCyCle, and I can also put a link to that here for you as well. Learn TheCyCle and do it twice a day, like I have all of my students do. And like I said, I do it myself at least twice a day. And you don't even have to do the whole cycle when you're triggered by something that triggers your anxiety or your fear. You can just stop and do a flash of constructive thinking, and that is going to make a world of difference because it shifts your perspective on whatever it is that is triggering you. And that's all that really needs to happen. We need to have a perspective shift, like a 360, you do, or a 180, I guess, right? You do a complete shift so that you're looking at it from a different angle, and you're looking at it instead from an angle of curiosity and wonder, and you're getting curious about the possibility of going in a positive, open direction instead of a negative direction that causes you to shrink and shut down. Okay, so this is where I want to stop the video for today. This is obviously just a tiny little intro into the huge realm of fear and what to do about it, whether it's fear of what your audience thinks of you or what your partner thinks of you, or fear of messing up, fear of failure, fear of destitution and not having any money, fear of your career going down the drain if the critics don't like your performance. I mean, it can show up in any way. And so let's talk about fear today, if that's something you want to. And I'm going to be very curious about how that shows up in my personal practicing today, this morning. My project is to practice the Izai Balad every day. And so I'm linking up the topic of the day with my personal practicing, and I'm recording those sessions for about 10-15 minutes or so. And those are also available if anybody's curious to see how I am applying these topics to my personal practice. There's a link to that on this post as well, if you're curious. So before I sign off, I do want to say hello to everybody here. Barb is here, hello. And Robin, I'm just hitting this little wave button. And Jack, hello Jack, nice to have you here. If you're watching the replay, please just say hi so that I know you were here. And feel free to share these videos, of course. These are, I think you can download them and share them, and maybe you can't, but they're on YouTube. If you ever like any of these videos and you want to share them, you can find them on YouTube and share them from there. because I know you can't do it from a closed group in Facebook. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're not a member of my Facebook group, come on over. We have a lot of fun linking up mind and body and playing music from the heart with more joy, less pain, and less stress. So I hope this topic touches you a little bit and makes you curious about the topic of fear and how that may be impacting your life and your music making. It's a topic that my coaching clients and I work on. If it's something that they bring up and they want to look into more deeply, and it's something that comes up very often, I'm thinking especially in the realm of performance anxiety. We talk about that a lot in my online group class. My class is Alexander Musicians. We meet every week, and it's open to professionals and amateurs. We're looking at how we think about things and how that influences our body and how that influences our experience of music. So if you're curious about working with me, please send me an email or just respond to this email, to this video. And you can also private message me on Facebook. Hello, Abud. Hey, nice to see you. Welcome. Okay, everybody. Gotta go. I need to get back to my morning routine and do my practicing because I have a very busy day today. So have a great day and lots of love, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.